What's up everybody, welcome to the video. So today we're going to talk about what is the best diet. I get questions all the time. People see me do cheat days, they see me eating tons of carbohydrates, they see this, they see that, and they're very confused about this diet. I've done the keto diet, I've done pretty much every single diet in the book. So I wanted to clarify everything for you guys and basically give you guys my input and my experience with what diets I have done and what diets I find to be the most optimal. So first off, my diet is basically like a flexible dieting structure along with some Ray Peat principles. If you guys aren't familiar with Ray Peat is one of the smartest dudes when it comes down to like thyroid health. Now I have Hashimotos and I was on medication for years and I haven't taken any medication since February, and I actually feel the best that I've felt in years. Like I was going through a pretty tough time at one point where I was struggling and I felt completely terrible, and I was following basically a paleo type diet or even like I got into doing like almost like a ketogenic diet because of just my condition, and I wasn't doing well with a lot of foods, I wasn't tolerating them, and it was just terrible. But now like I eat a lot of fast digesting carbohydrates, which you guys may see on my Instagram story. I share like all my meals and stuff, and you guys see like I'll eat like dried fruits, like orange juice, rice cakes, rice, foods that are very easy for my body to digest. I don't do well with a lot of vegetables because what a lot of vegetables do, they slow down digestion and it makes me feel just kind of weak, tired, and pretty fatigued. So when you have foods that are just easily for your body to digest, it's not working so hard to break them down to turn them into energy. So that's basically why I have higher carbohydrates and why I have a lot of faster digesting carbohydrates. So briefly, that's kind of why I do the diet that I do. Now let's talk about a few diets that are out there. And there's the diets that are the Jenny Craig, there's the ideal protein, there's the paleo, there's the keto diet, there's there's so many different diets. There's the potato diet, there's the egg diet, there's the oatmeal diet. And yes, all these diets may work, but if you think about it, what does it come down to when you're trying to lose weight for a diet? It comes down to consistency and adherence. People are like, oh, I went on the ideal protein diet and I lost 30 pounds. You know why you lost 30 pounds? Because you are calorie restricted. You didn't have enough calories to support your body's metabolic demands, and you're burning more calories than you're taking in because you are on this protocol. Now, when it comes down to fat loss and dieting, it comes down to calories in versus calories out. And yes, that equation does change, because say if somebody's maintenance calories are 2,500 and they've been dieting for so long, their metabolism is going to be suppressed. So that calories in versus calories out equation kind of varies. So when you're dieting for super long, you're going to have to decrease calories and increase activity level so that it continues to keep you in a calorie deficit. So yes, there are many diets out there, and the best diet for you is one that you can adhere to. I've done the ketogenic diet and it's great. The ketogenic diet works for short term. It's great for appetite suppression, but in my experience, I really feel carbohydrates are very important for thyroid health in general, as well as just feeling good, energy. When you go restricted from carbohydrates for a long time, you get kind of cranky, irritable. But when you do become fat adapted with the ketogenic diet, it does put you in this great mind state, which I really felt great on the ketogenic diet in terms of like brain function and brain health and mental clarity. But in terms of performance, it was not optimal. I tried to go skating and, I'd bend down to pop and do a trick, and it was just like nothing was firing. Strength training wasn't too bad, but I would just kind of die out in the gym. I didn't have enough gas to sustain me throughout the workout. So now with having carbohydrates in my diet and just having these faster digesting carbohydrates, I feel much better. I feel a lot better, and I'm doing what works well for me. And I highly recommend you guys to find out what works best for you. It takes some time to kind of figure it out, but collect the data, write stuff down, have a log of what you're eating, how you feel. This is very important to have long-term success. And I am an online training and nutrition coach, so what I do for my clients is I design a structured meal plan for them. It's a baseline for them to follow. Like, they're not gonna live by this meal plan. It's a baseline structured meal plan with all the macros figured out and configured for you for whatever your goal is. If your goal is fat loss or is to build muscle, I break down those macronutrients per meal, per per day, so that way it's easy for you guys, it's structure, and that way as you're learning the meal plan, you're learning how to track macros. So then it's just I assign you a set of macros to follow, and you make your own meal plan throughout the day, each day, and makes it a lot easier and much more sustainable. So what I really like to preach is flexible dieting. And what flexible dieting is, it's basically being flexible with your diet to where you can eat a bunch of different foods, have a ton of variety, obviously with keeping a lot of moderation with the junk and keeping the diet more nutritious and wholesome. Because micronutrients are in a lot of foods, and there's a lot of foods that are just basically crap. Like donuts, they're crap. I love them, yes. On my cheat days, I smash a lot of them. But during the week, I don't eat donuts. I basically just fuel my body throughout the week. I give it what it needs, you know, making sure I'm getting plenty of micronutrients. And you can just have that variety. You know, it doesn't have to be all junk, you know, but like in terms of like flexible dieting, like a really fun, easy, flexible dieting meal is, for instance, that Greek yogurt meal that I make. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 300 grams of this zero total Faye Greek yogurt. I'm gonna mix 8 grams of this sugar-free, fat-free pudding mix, which is super, super good. It kind of makes a really good flavor, and it kind of thickens it up a little bit. And then I'm going to have 1 chocolate rice cake along with 2 of these white cheddar rice cakes. So I'm gonna basically dip it into the Greek yogurt, mix it all up, take a rice cake, dip it in there. It's like dessert, you know, but you're getting protein, you're getting carbs, you're getting some fats, and those numbers are very important when it comes to fat loss or bulking or whatever, just even overall maintenance. But you know, one thing is, like, I don't stress over the macros. I really like to go by calories, and it just gives you a much easier approach. You know, somebody asked me on Instagram, they're like, oh, since you just go by calories, does your weight really fluctuate? You know, because carbs are going to be here one day and fat's going to be here one day. You know what I mean? I don't stress over the day-to-day weights. And what's really important that you guys should take home for this is your day-to-day weights are going to change. Go by a weekly average. That's what I do with all my clients. You know, a few of my clients are like, oh, I'm not losing weight. And it's like, you got to be patient. You know, in 1 to 2, 3 days, your body weight is going to fluctuate. But over the course of a week, you're going to see the scale slightly going down. You know, day to day, it might go up, it might go down, it might go up, it might go down. But if you look at the weekly average and fat loss is your goal, then it should be slowly coming down. And the same thing in the other direction. If you are bulking, the scale should be slowly going up, you know, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm trying to drop weight, I need to lose 3 to 5 pounds per week. That is not optimal. You know, I like to shoot for 1 to 2 pounds per week at most. You know what I mean? Anything faster than that, it's gonna set you up for failure, because you're gonna diet way too aggressive and you're gonna get way too hungry, and most likely you're going to binge, which that is going to set you back a lot further. So slow and steady wins the race. You know, there's no rush here when it comes to dieting. You know, you should basically just enjoy the process. I mean, yes, dieting isn't the funnest thing in the world, but it's a journey. You know, take progress pictures week to week, you know, a month, you know, look back at the data and see their photos and be like, wow, you know, I've made some great progress. You know, and the more consistent you are, the better results you're gonna have, because that is very important when it comes down to changing your body composition, you know, gaining fat, building muscle. You must be patient. So patience and consistency is very key. So, all right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below. And if you are looking for a coach, my link is in the description box below. Send me a client inquiry. So like always, guys, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment down below, send a friend. You know, I'm here to help, and I appreciate all your support. Have a good one, guys.